Okay, so I'm Genevieve Sabourin. I'm putting tonight, January 1st, Happy New Year to everybody. I'm putting the recording to that the so-called Hilary-Lynn Hayward-Thomas made to 911. She was using a fake name, Hilaria Thomas, which is not her name. And she was using a fake Spanish accent, which is, that is concealment and it's criminal. And the perjury that she is saying by using the fake accent and Hilaria Thomas, not only that it's a perjury, but it's up to 7 years of jail. That's a fake identity and it's concealment. It's made to lie and deceived and make something appear different than it is. So you're going to see how she's using her fake Spanish accent, fake name, but she's pretending to be very afraid. She probably rehearsed all this prior, and she knew exactly what she's doing because she's saying Alec Baldwin, making sure that this call is linked with the New York protocol of very famous people, which NYPD has the obligation to come and cause an arrestation. And she's going to claim she doesn't know, well, in fact, in the 911, she doesn't know the address. Because at that time, she was not living there. And Alec was not in New York. He was, my lawyer at that time told me he was not even in New York State. So based on the fact that it was not her legal address, she's not using her legal name, she's using a fake accent. I don't need to tell you that it's a false accusation, and that's also a criminal perjury. You know, it's everything is fake, but she's really using keywords like I'm afraid, stalker, and it's very funny because Maurice Surkas gave me that 911 recording tape 1 month after my arrest in New York, and perhaps like in the spring of 2012, and you're gonna hear Hilaria's phone number. Oops, that's my... You're going to hear Hilaria's phone number on the, I'm going to just make sure I have a cable. Sorry for that. Okay. So you're going to hear Hilaria's phone number, and that's in May 2012, and I never called her. So I'm such a stalker that I own her personal cell phone number since May 2012. She falsely accused me. She perjured herself using her Hilaria fake name on trial, on oath. She's using fake accent and fake identity, which is concealment. That's my dog coming in. Concealment on trial and as well on the 911 recording tape. And, you know, everything is fake from A to Z, but she's really playing it to get me arrested. And the person is saying, but what's the problem? Like, what's the emergency? And honestly, she's gonna say stalking. But listen to it for yourself, and then you have to understand that I could not release this before, as everybody believed her on everything she was saying, including her name, her Spanish accent, her Spanish identity, the fact that she was born in Spain, the fact that she was, everything she was saying, basically, like the fact that she pretends she moved in New York recently, like when she was 19, as it's totally false. So if I'm such a stalker, how come it's been more than 9 years that I have her cell phone number and I never called? So here's for you. I have a bad equipment. I did not know how to do this. So here is I'm going to do it like that. I'm putting the volume to the max. And let's see if this works.
Her. I'm sorry. Somebody just come.
I'm not at the beginning.
Yes.
Hold on a second, because I made a test, so
911 operator 2428. Where's the emergency?
Oh, hello?
911 operator 2428. Where's the emergency?
Hi, it's at the Devonshire house at 12, sorry, I'm moving this, East 10th Street. We have a stalker. This is Hilary-Lynn Hayward-Thomas. We have a stalker, and she's downstairs with the doorman, and I need somebody to come over. She's been harassing us, and I need somebody to come over because she's going to run away to keep on losing her. So somebody could come over to, 28 East 10th Street. 28 East 10th Street. 28 East? Yeah, 28 East.
Ma'am, can I verify the address, please?
Yes, please.
28 East 10 Street?
Yep. And that's on the corner of University.
University Place?
Yep, it's Devonshire. She's downstairs with my doorman.
Ma'am?
Yep.
What is the emergency?
She's our stalker, and they've been writing threats to me, and she came to an event that we did the other day.
Did she, ma'am, can you listen to me, please? Did you call this in before?
My fiance Alec Baldwin, he called it in on Thursday night to an event that we were at, and she also showed up at our house in Amagansett that we called the last weekend.
So she's harassing you right now?
She's been, I mean, I'm upstairs now, but she's harassing me, yeah.
What is your last name, ma'am?
My last name is Thomas, Thomas. My first name is Hilaria, Hilaria.
Your phone number, please?
617-905-1984.
Okay, your number is 617-905-1984.
Yes.
Is she black, white, or Hispanic?
She's white, blonde hair.
How tall is she?
I would say 5'3".
Slim, medium, heavy?
Skinny, thin.
What is she wearing?
I don't know what she's wearing right now. My doorman just called up. And her name is Genevieve Sabourin. It's Sabourin.
Are you in an apartment or private house, ma'am?
I'm in an apartment.
What's the apartment number?
It's 12E.
12E on the 12th floor?
Yeah. No, 12E, yeah.
Assistance will respond as soon as possible.
Thank you. Okay.
So that's it. That was the 911 call Hilary-Thomas made with a fake Spanish accent, false identification, false accusation, using non-stop the Alec Baldwin, and she doesn't know her address, and she doesn't know she's on which floor, and she is playing being afraid. But the thing is, she's lying from her name to the false identity to the false accusation, and they arrested me. I was not in the building, actually. I was waiting for going for a coffee with Alec, but I was with my dog, this guy here, and I was waiting. I was in the street. So it's not like I was trying to enter with a crowbar or like hurting anyone or shouting or cursing or menacing. I was just like calmly waiting and walking my dog like in the street in front after announcing me to the doorman. And that is just to go for a coffee with a man that knew I was in New York, and a man that I knew since 15 years, with whom I had sexual encounter in a long-distance romance. So everything started from there. It was all based on lies. And she came at my trial and she perjured herself on oath, pretending she was again Hilary-Thomas. She came from Spain. She used a Spanish accent, and after I did 6 months of jail being wrongfully convicted with her lies and perjury, I was back in Canada, and she went to the Upper West Side precinct, and she sign another false accusation because she wanted, narcissistic people, they really want you to feel that they're the boss, they're the powerful person in the dynamic. And she felt perhaps I was not punished enough for something I didn't do. And she went to Upper West Side, and she, once again, using false name, Hilary-Thomas, with her fake Spanish, signed a false accusation, pretending that I was in New York, chasing her in the street, menacing her, all the way to inside her building while I was like pushing her and violently attacking her. And she said to the false accusation that without any doubt, she knew it was me because she recognized me. I was less than 2 feet from her face, that I was menacing her, and that she said my name, that I said her name, that for no doubt she knew it was me. Well, the real story is that was another false accusation she did against me, that once again went all over the news and vilified myself. And the thing is, I was already, after jail, I went back to Canada. But the thing is, when you have a criminal record, you're no longer allowed by U.S. border to re-enter United States. So what NYPD did is they called the Canadian police, and they, to my surprise, they knocked at my door. And they knocked at my door and they asked if I was there, because they were asked to verify my presence in Canada, as they came few hours after she signed the false accusation. I was terrified, like to see armed police officer with, they're against, like their full costume, as I was like battling an extremely severe PTSD from being arrested, from being incarcerated as an innocent. And I was terrified, but I provide them my passport. And what they did is they took my passport number, they provided to New York police, and they verified with the American borders. And they could confirm that I never crossed the border like 2 hours prior to be in New York harassing Hilaria, as she falsely pretend with her fake name, fake Spanish accent, another bunch of false accusation. And her goal in all this was to get me arrested on breaking my protection order against her, as I could have been charged for 10 years of prison. A new litigation with new, you lose so much money, you lose your reputation, your life is over when you're all over the news and you look like a psychopath and a criminal. So the thing is, my passport and Canadian saved me. But the bad news is NYPD realized that this person came out of nowhere and signed a false accusation against me. But because she's rich and famous, and she was associated with this famous guy, Alec Baldwin, they did nothing. And I called them, and I tried to, I text them, and I sent all kinds of email, and I tried to have NYPD say, we have the proof of a new false accusation after Rikers Island. And so that is cause to reinvestigate my trial based on fake name, fake accusation, and the NYPD refused to even help me out. They refused because, I don't know. So I called Attorney General office, and I just mentioned to them, look, there's a false accusation that's been signed this week by Hilaria Baldwin, as she was once again lying and trying to get me arrested and convicted, wrongfully convicted again, but for a longer period. You have to look at this to reopen my conviction. And I'm an innocent, and that's the new false accusation Hilaria did after my 6 months of jail that show who she is, because my entire trial was my words against her. And as Hilaria was the one providing the emails of the supposed to be email between Alec Baldwin and me, she said she copied the emails and sent them to the Attorney General's office as a support. The Attorney General office, they couldn't deposit the email without verifying the IP or the source. But what they did is they included on her testimony. And as her testimony was made under Hilary-Thomas with a Spanish accent, and everything was totally lied in perjury from A to Z, including the fake email she created and sent it to the Attorney General office. I mean, I had no chance because I had no money for lawyers, but she knew it. And like many narcissistic, like malignant narcissistic, they use legal system as retaliation. And Hilaria wanted to retaliate against me because since a long time with my conversation with Alec and my deductions and figuring out who she was, I knew she was lying about her name. I knew she was using a fake Spanish accent. And I knew she was a liar. And I knew many more secrets and many more lies, much more than even right now you can see in the news. And so she knew I knew that. I exchanged that with Alec. He knew I knew it, so I guess she figured it out. And she wanted to retaliate it to make sure the truth about her fake name, her fake Spanish accent, and, you know, the fact she doesn't come from Spain, but from Boston and so forth. Like, you know the truth now. A very small portion of it, but that's what you know now. But it's enough to know that she perjured herself calling 911 as well as on my trial. That's illegal. That's criminal. It's a criminal offense that sends you to jail. But you know what? Here's what I need. I need a full exoneration because I'm innocent. And there's no way, based on the 911 recording tape that you have right now, just heard, as she is using a wrong identification name and accent, and everything else is, don't go thinking the rest is truthful. And I deserve a full exoneration and a public excuses from New York Attorney General and Andrew Cuomo, because his office, because I have been sending him millions, no, maybe 1,000 tweets in 8 years, and nobody listened to me, because when you're falsely accused and wrongfully accused, you become the abuser. And she took on day one the role of the victim, and I was forced to pay my lawyers and forced to pay not necessarily the lawyers, but like the accused person is forced to pay lawyers. And for me it was terrible because there was expert fees, like thousands and thousands of dollars, and for 2 years almost, like traveling every month from Montreal to New York, paying airfares and hotels, and at the end driving with my car and putting mileage on my car just to be exposed in the news as a stalker, because that's what lying Hilary-Lynn Hayward-Thomas, pretending to be Hilaria Thomas with Spanish accent, that's what she told 911. And that's what everybody believed without ever verifying her passport, her driving license, anything. Nobody verified that at that time 28 East 10th Street was not her address. She was living somewhere else. And there's much, much more that I could reveal about her lies. It's incredible, the amount of lies and perjury on oath this woman was willing to do to have some fame and money and just to feel entitled. Because the narcissistic, they want you above them and they want to have a life of privilege. So even if that includes lying, cheating, causing damage to other, killing them. I mean, the woman that I was before my injustice is dead. I will never be that person again. I will never be able to see life the same way ever again, or see police officer, security agent, judge, lawyers the same way again. So you got the 911 recording tape. I hope it at least brings some questioning about, should we trust the so-called Hilary-Thomas that we know lied about her name, lied about her accent, lied about her identity, lied about the fact she doesn't come from Spain, lied about everything. And when you lie about the truth of the core of who you are, your name, where you come from, your identity, don't you think she was able to also lie about things that brought her fame and money? Because before my injustice, she was not known really. And she used the victim stepping stone of this scandal to promote herself, and she got a lot of media attention with it, and by so she became an extra correspondent, People magazine correspondent, and she became making money and having all kinds of more and more money, more and more privilege. As you remember, please keep in mind everything, the foundation was all based on lies. Okay, I wish you a happy new year, and enjoy the 911 recording tape. Good night.